Welcome to another one. It's time for tennis. So I have on a little chair here that I'll turn the camera around to face a bunch of new products, some of which I have not reviewed before or even experienced before. And quite a few of these products are actually pretty innovative and interesting. There's a couple in here that I'm very familiar with, but I just wanted to talk about. So I just wanted to do this video to basically show you guys what content I'm going to be working on in the future. And I want to know which one of these products that you guys are the most interested in. So I'm going to turn the camera around. Welcome to my chair. So gosh, where do we start? Look at all this. A lot of it's strings. We got some leather grips over here and then some stabilizing frame dampening strips. There's a lot of stuff. Let's start here. This one's pretty interesting. So this is a product called Pogo. Is that how you would have guessed you say it? Wasn't how I guessed you would say it. I'm actually not really sure, but it says apogee, and I know that word, so I just assume that this is like Pogo, apogee, something like that. So that's my guess. I can't confirm or deny. But these essentially install on your racket like a power pad, and they offer a suspension of sorts, if you will. So they have this sort of, well, a diagram on the back might help explain it a little bit better. You can just take a quick look at that. And it's hard to see the product through the glare and the plastic a little bit, but essentially you have this sort of rubbery plastic tube inside of here, and then this plastic on the outside of it that holds it in place, but it creates like a bit of a spring, if you will, right? So this will extend the length of your strings on the mains. Some rackets have 4 and some have 3, so there's packaging for both actually, depending on the kind of racket you're installing it on, but it will extend the length of your string bed and it will offer a different feel that may give you more power or more pocketing, maybe more spin by extending the string bed a little bit on the mains and also offering a little bit of a suspension feel. So that's a product I'm really excited to get to know. I've had this sitting around for a little bit, but I haven't gotten to know it because I've been switching rackets and I want to make sure that I get to know my racket with the strings that I go with, and then I will give these a shot and I'll know very well what it's doing and the effect that it has. So that's a cool product. I'm looking forward to it. You guys can check it out on stringadvantage.com. Or you can go to pogoperformance.com, right there. All right, our next product is Stringweaver. So I did a YouTube short, so you can look in my video history, my upload history, and find that. But I demonstrate briefly how this product works. And essentially, if you guys, for anyone out there stringing rackets, this will interlace on the mains of your racket and essentially counter all the cross tension that you have, right? So when you're weaving a string through the mains, when you're stringing your crosses, it's kind of hard to pull sometimes. There's a lot of friction because you have to go under, over, under, over. So there's a lot of friction, etc. And this will basically oppose that tension so that you can run the string right through the middle with no friction. And that's really cool. So check out that short if you haven't already. That's a cool product. Stringweavers.com. And that's where you can get this product if you want to check it out more. Toro line. Some people know about this. They sponsor a guy that's doing reasonably well on the tour. And I have here a string called Ether. Very psychedelic packaging, cool. And this one is Wasabi, except it's in pomegranate color. I was expecting green, but it's red. But they do make it in green, obviously. Imagine if they didn't. I'd be so mad. Tex Quadro Twist. So this is a string that I know. And I really love this string. It's a very unique string. It's one of the highest rated spin potential strings on Tennis Warehouse, but it's also kind of soft. It's kind of lively. It stretches a lot when you string it actually, but the tension maintains very well. This is kind of unique in the sense that I don't think this string is actually twisted. There's other strings out there that have a very obvious polygon shape and it looks like it's been twisted. This one isn't. It's kind of indented in a very symmetrical way. And it's really hard to see that on camera, but I don't think that this string is actually technically twisted, even though it kind of looks like it. If you looked at it up close, you'd know what I mean, but twisted strings kind of have a certain feel, and this one is much more soft and kind of lively and comfortable, and you get a lot of spin on this. It's a good string. I don't want to talk about it too much because I should save it for a review, otherwise this video will get too long, but yeah, great string. Comes in 16L. I'll do a review on it sometime, so stay tuned for that. More strings. We got Tier 1. Now, if you guys want to, you guys can use my coupon code. It's Time for Tennis, just like my YouTube channel is spelled, and that will give you a discount on these strings. But Tour Status, Ghost Wire, Black Knight, I'll talk about these real quick. So Tour Status is kind of a player string, very controlled, very well rounded. It gives you a lot of spin, control, decent power, durability, etc., etc. really good middle ground string with a lot of durability and feel and control, but also a lot of spin. Ghostwire is an awesome cross string. I really think this string is designed to be a cross string, and it'll bring you good snapback and comfort. A lot of people turn to multi-filament strings just for the arm comfort, but I generally try to talk them out of going to multi-filament because I'm not really a fan of that, or Syngut, for comfort. But I think this string can offer you a lot of the comfort, but it definitely offers you the durability that multi-filament just doesn't have. So if you're one of those people, or you just want to try a cross string that offers you a lot of snapback and more comfort than most polys, give Ghostwire a shot. It's a very popular cross string, and I can see why. And it goes well as a cross string with any of these, especially Firewire, but I'll talk about that in a second. So Tier 1 Black Knight, this is a string that I had in my VCORE 95, and in my VCORE 95, I actually didn't like it, but I think that's mostly because I strung it too high, and it was a 16 gauge string. And that worked on my E-Zone, since that was a racket that I was spending so much time trying to tame the ridiculous reckless power on. And so I ended up going to 16 gauge and just stringing higher and higher tensions. I did something similar on the VCORE 95 and it felt terrible. But now I'm stringing at 44 pounds and it's a 17 gauge string, and that feels pretty great. So I like this string. Anyway, Tier 1 Firewire. This is probably their most popular string. And it's a shaped string, and it gives you a lot of spin, a lot of bite. I could maybe compare it to something like Black Widow or Torbite, but it's its own thing. And they also sell this in a package called Firewire Boost, and that comes with Ghostwire and the crosses. So you get this aggressively shaped poly in the mains with this sort of slippery, comfortable cross string, and that's a wonderful combination. So they originally came up with this string in red, but they also make it in black now since it was popular and a lot of people are asking for it. So if you want a really aggressive shaped string with power and spin and durability and good tension maintenance, Firewire might be a string that you want to try out. Again, any of these strings, you guys can get a discount on them with my discount code if you go to Tier 1's website and use my coupon code TIME4TENNIS. All right, VT Advantic. Are we saving the best for last? Maybe. Here we have these strips and two bass grips. They all kind of have the same technology on the back. It's a dampening material. I'll start with this because it's a little simpler, but these basically install like a lead tape would, but they offer much more dampening than lead tape does. So you can kind of enjoy a dampening effect and some of the stability effect of lead, but you can also have a more dampened experience. As opposed to putting dampeners on your string, maybe you can address that at the frame level or do both, but this product definitely can offer you more comfort and more feel by kind of eliminating some of the distracting or possibly uncomfortable vibrations that you get as the vibrations go from your strings to your frame and then down to your arm eventually. So this is a good product to play around with, but it shares the same technology as the bass grips as well. So I'll do a review on this. And I know this one very well because I actually put this on all my rackets. I don't use the cushion grip, but I haven't tried it yet, and I will, just so I can do a review on it. But the VT Advantic tennis grips got my attention because they are on Amazon, and they were the most expensive leather grip that I could find. So I'm like, how could a leather grip be, I think $40 almost? Again, $40, not the end of the world, but it is, almost twice as much as some other leather grips. Honestly, a lot of leather grips are like $25 or so. So it's really only maybe $15 more than that. So not a big deal. And if the quality's good, then why isn't that worth it, right? Leather grips aren't something that you break every few weeks and have to replace. So ultimately, you're not spending that much more money long term. That's kind of how I saw it. So when I tried this grip, I was actually really surprised at how much I liked it. And now it's the grip I use on all my rackets. So what makes this VT Advantic leather grip so special? One thing is that dampening material, but the thing is really that you'll notice right away is the way that the grips install and uninstall. You do not need to install this grip with any adhesive on the back. It has a tacky, sort of sticky dampening material on the back, not in a sticky in an adhesive way, but it's kind of like this grippy, sort of rubbery feeling material, right? And that allows you to just have a perfectly clean and predictable install on your racket handle, and I love that. And it comes off easily. You don't have to rip it off of your handle because it just comes off when you want it to, but it doesn't move if you don't want it to, you know what I mean? So it really does have a very nice tack to it, and it does run a little bit thinner than your typical leather grip, which I think means you get a little more feel, and it also doesn't increase the grip size too much. A lot of leather base grips are a little bit thick, and the weight of these is about the same, so this is a grip that you really should give a try, in my opinion. I think the thing about this leather base grip is like there's so many leather grips out there and they're kind of just all the same thing. Like, why do you care if you get a Wilson one or a Gamma one or a Prince one or a whatever brand one, right? Because they're all just a leather base grip, but VT Advantech really does stand out. They offer a different product in a saturated market where basically every leather grip is the same except for VT Advantech. Maybe that's a little bit of an oversimplification, but that's kind of my point, right? Like, all these products here, at the end of the day, they're just strings, although some of them really do offer something unique, but this is like just a whole different product. And so is this. And so is this. So I'm really excited to talk about these products especially, but these are a lot of cool products just in general. So Tier 1, I'm a fan of them. They're an up-and-coming brand. I love this string, Toraline. I haven't tried before, actually, and they're a string that people tell me that I should try, so I don't know these guys at all. And this is a totally new product. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm very curious. I swear by this leather grip, and basically every Tier 1 string that I've had I've really liked. Just the last time I didn't like it is because I used too thick of a gauge on my VCORE 95, and so I learned the lesson that my VCORE 95 is a very string-sensitive racket. So, yeah, that's where we're at. We're going to be talking about all of these and more in future videos. Let me know which one you guys are the most excited to see or hear more about. All right, so that's that for now. That's some upcoming content you guys can look forward to, and I certainly look forward to. It's going to be an adventure. And one more video that I will be doing possibly next is why I'm selling my Angell TC 95. So if you saw my last video or a couple of other videos, maybe you can put 2 and 2 together and kind of figure out why. But I'm going to be making that video. This racket and I just aren't quite meshing, and I've done what I can, and I've come to terms with that. So it is how it is. Anyway, you guys can use my code at Tier 1's website. I will leave a link in the description with my coupon code Time for Tennis, and you guys will get a discount if you guys want to try these strings before I get to review these videos, or to make these review videos, I should say. But yeah, I'm a fan of those strings. I really think it's hard to go wrong with them. Tier 1 makes a high quality string, and I think one of their big things that is kind of universal across their string lineup is good tension maintenance for sure, and durability. So those are 2 qualities that I always look for in a polyester string, but they play well, they're predictable. Most of them offer a lot of good spin, and they have a good cross string that you can put with any one of their strings if you want to offer a little bit more comfort and guarantee some snapback. So Tier 1 has a great lineup of strings, and they have a lot to mix and match with that work really well. So that's a brand that I really like, and I'm getting to know more. But yeah, Tier 1 is a string company that I am definitely happy to represent a bit. So check them out. You can use my coupon code for a discount, and yeah, I will see you guys in a future video. I hope you enjoy the content and look forward to some of the stuff I have coming up. I will see you guys in the next one. All right, take care. Bye.